Hey everybody. I just wanted to give everyone a quick little update on Mr. Chimera. He's certainly been a happier guy. He's had way more energy, and I did talk to the veterinarian yesterday, and she says she wants to give him another full course of the injectable antibiotics. Oh, poor guy. All he gets is tortured. So as you can see, he's still doing some gaping and breathing kind of hard, and that's that nodule that's pressing against his lungs, which we're hoping is shrinking. And I think it might be because he's not doing it nearly as often. Although he's in here where Finn lives, and so he's, a little nervous, but he's been a really good boy. So he's had his injection, poor guy, right in the tail. And he had his oral medicine. Now I'm going to give him his food supplement because he's still not interested in eating any normal dragon diet. So we've offered it. We've even offered hornworms, nothing. He did eat a random piece of strawberry a few days ago, but that's been it. And so I'm starting to worry because we're getting a little bit sunken in again up here at his pads, but at the same time, that big ugly scab that was on the side of his mouth over here has gone by the wayside. So that's looking much better too. So, I don't know, guys. I mean, the vet says that she feels it's worth doing another course of antibiotics, so we said we would. And then she wants to have a little bit of food. She wants to take another x-ray to see, what it looks like. So we're not out of the woods yet, not by a long shot, but you can see he's got plenty of energy, much more like he normally is. Most of it to give me grief about this regimen, and who can blame him? It hasn't been fun. You want to try some of this the easy way? But the reality is, I don't know if we're giving him, a false sense of wellness because we're keeping him medicated. I don't know. Good boy. Thank you. I don't know if, when we stop all of this medicine, if he's going to suddenly bottom out. And I did ask that question. The veterinarian said that she felt if he was going to bottom out, he would have already done it. Even with the antibiotic on board, that he would have just said, forget it. But I told her this one's will to live is kind of astounding. So you can't rule him out because he's bound and determined. So, but again, I remain a little anxious about what's going to happen when all the medicine is stopped. So when I take Finian in for the second opinion, which is coming up on the 18th, we'll take Chimera with us so she can have a look at him and do another x-ray and kind of see, how it looks to her. I'm really hoping that he's going to get to a point where even if he never breathes perfectly because he's got that nodule, that, my hope is that since it's benign, that even if he does get short of breath from time to time, that he can live a fairly decent life, even short of breath. I mean, I use an inhaler every day. Lots of people do. I mean, if you know somebody in your life or you have asthma, you understand that not everybody breathes perfectly. So if he can be in that category and it won't impair his ability to have a decent life, I mean, let's face it, the demands on these guys aren't really high. I mean, they live in a tank. We want them to be nice and cute and fun to watch and adorable to hold and cuddly. And that's really it. I mean, he doesn't need to run races and he doesn't need to climb mountains and he doesn't need to hunt for his food because it's provided right to his face every single day. So, that being said, I'm cautiously hopeful that maybe is where we will end up at the end of the road. But he's here now. Hi, sweetheart. And he's interested in continuing to try. So guess what? We're going to continue to try. And ultimately, I think he'll be the one to make the decision. I think either he will give up, which is not in his nature, or he will find a way to live with something that if you had found him in the woods somewhere because some terrible owner had thrown him out there and taken him to a random veterinarian, they probably would have euthanized him as soon as they took the x-ray and went, oh yeah, this animal's not worth the resources. And I have taken in other rescues where they felt that was the case. So, but I'll tell you, there are some veterinarians I don't think are worth the resources. So take that for what you will. Good boy. You're almost done. Yeah, you are. You're almost done, Chimera. You got less than half a syringe, buddy. Yes, you're doing really good. You're doing really, really good. And you know, he's eating this mostly normal. Every once in a while I can get a squirt in there, which makes him mad, as you can see, when he opens his mouth to breathe. But basically, he takes it pretty cooperatively until he loses his patience with me, which is totally fine because he has every right, excuse me, to lose his patience with me, because this is not the best part of his day. This isn't fun, and he doesn't like it, and I don't blame him. And he doesn't understand why I tell him I love him and I torture him. So, you know, that's confusing. But yeah, you know, I'm not going to end his life prematurely if I can help it. If he is suffering, then that's different. Then, you know, it's my responsibility to end that and not let it continue. But I don't think he thinks he's suffering right now. I think he thinks that if he'd just leave me alone, I'd be fine. Most of the day. The other way you know that he's feeling better is that he's on his basking spot instead of hiding under his hammock on the cool side. He's in the warm side. And he's bobbing at Merlin and giving him grief when Merlin bobs at him. You know, saying hi to Ruby. Good job, buddy. You finished that whole syringe. I'm so proud of you. Good job, Mr. Man. So yeah, and you guys also, just since you're watching this go on, this is now our nightly ritual and has been for a while. If you have to give any kind of syringe feeding to a dragon, you need to remember that the opening to their windpipe is much further forward in dragons than in other reptiles and even in people. So you want to either give it right at the tip or along the side so that they don't get it into their lungs and aspirate it and get aspiration pneumonia. So that is really bad. So just remember, you know, you need to be careful where in their mouth you put it. If you're not sure and you're going to have to do it, have a vet or a vet tech show you, and so you don't risk, you know, doing it the wrong way. I know, handsome boy. You're just still the most handsomest boy. Don't tell Finn I said that, but you really are handsome. So yeah, we just wanted to say hi and let you guys know that he is still here and still doing everything he can to stay here. So we're going to do that too. Yeah. So hope everybody has a really good weekend. And thanks for all your good wishes. Keep sending them. And, yeah, Chimera thanks you for hanging on and watching him and thinking all those good thoughts. We love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.